Alrighty, so you're just gonna have a conversation with me. Just pretend that these don't even exist.
Great.
Alrighty, so first question, what is your favorite memory from this past year and why?
That's a good one.
If you had to describe the team in one word only, what would that word be?
Well, I would describe them as having a growth mindset.
I'm gonna go with creative, I think.
I would say exceptional.
I would say hardworking.
Resilient.
GSD. Get shit done. Okay.
Having a growth mindset or sort of a culture of continuous improvement. The interview process this past spring was specifically designed to unearth that. You know, when you bring a whole group of people that have never worked together into one company and you're doing big projects, complex projects, where you really rely on almost the sum of all of the parts to be able to complete a project.
So yeah, that's basically it. We got a string pad, stone pad, which is behind the bins, to the ramp. That's what we're talking about. Those are the two.
You know, many people in the trades just want to do their one thing and they don't really want to learn as much. And most of the people that we hired hadn't worked for a company quite like Private Paradise before, but I've always found that if you put people together who just legitimately enjoy each other and have a common lens on the world where they just want to learn a little bit more and do things at a level of excellence together.
3/8, and it'll be a lot easier, but just in the floor.
Everyone's got their own story and everyone works just as hard as each other and seeing what they're good at and everything like that's really cool. I think it's inspiring that way to see how everyone works and their attention to detail with everything.
There is such a culture of continuous learning or continuous growth because I've really watched everybody on the team rise to the occasion when there was something entirely different for them to do. How about this week? What do you want to learn? What do you want? What do you need? Resources, skills, what do you want?
I want to use that new saw to cut one of the timbers.
I want to use that new stuff.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to use that new chainsaw skill saw. Yeah. Good. All right, what else? Anything else?
More ties? More rebar ties?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Good. Okay, well, thanks everybody. It really didn't seem to matter what we threw at the crew. They were always willing to give something new a shot.
And come down 30, 40. So yeah, I've never done grading before, so I'm learning from the master, Jeremy himself. Yeah, he's a pretty good teacher.
In order to have a great team, they need to be flexible on their duties. So carpenters doing planting doing laying geotextile. Carpenters, they're great people to set up on a laser and do set grades and do surveying work. So that's what builds a great workforce. Multitask and multifunctional skill set.
So many people who didn't know each other before and didn't work with each other before could find like a synergy together and just be on the same page.
You were able to build a team that were helpful to each other even if it wasn't their task. Sometimes we'd pull some people from what wasn't really their job and get them to help out on something else. So it was nice to see that come together.
The whole team came together, the concrete spray day for the pond.
Yeah, so today we're gonna shoot the pool. The concrete truck's here. We've got the pump all set up. We're all ready to roll in here. All the rebar is all complete. All the plumbing's been inspected, and we're confident that we're ready to go ahead and shoot the concrete.
It was our longest day, and it was probably the hardest day. Everyone taking turns holding the big concrete sprayer hose, spraying all day, and it was really good because it was non-stop all day, and I think that really showed everyone's work ethic.
You've seen everybody wanted to learn a new task. Nobody had ever done a concrete pond before. They were all interested in it, and then having the whole group, everybody took turns at doing different aspects of the job as well. So it was good to see that they are willing to try and do something out of their normal duties, I guess.
Yeah, so once this truck gets changed, what we're gonna do next is actually bring the concrete up to the floor height on the bench all the way around.
Okay.
If we get that up to height next, we want that done as soon as possible so that dries enough that
We can
then do the upper tier by standing up there, because otherwise it's a long reach. So I'm gonna focus on getting this all the way around. So while you're on the gun, what we want to do is bring that right up to the floor height, get that nice all the way around. Then we're just gonna start to shape and shave the bottom a little bit, and while that's drying, because we need a bit of time for that to dry, we'll jump up and do the upper waterfall. We'll bring that right up to floor height and do the whole wall all at once while everything else is drying. So what we have to do is kind of time the concrete now. We're probably about another half hour before we start to hit that with the trowels, but we'll kind of touch it with the trowel and kind of show you what that sort of looks like, right? We want it to stand up on its own and be really stiff before we start to carve it. Otherwise, you just loosen the concrete on the cage and you end up with little voids on the rebar. So we don't want to touch it too soon, but we'll let it sit. We've got lots of help here today too, so.
Like an all hands on deck sort of situation. And so it was just incredible to see everyone in there all doing either pushing the concrete into the shape that it needs to go in, or anyone grabbing the extra weight of the hose because it was so damn heavy, and the vibration and stuff, and just everyone all getting together and pulling in, like just, it was just mad the amount of people that were in there and trying to get it done.
It made me feel really proud to see everyone's work come together, and just with everyone being a new team and only starting this year and everything coming together and having that much done in the amount of time we had, it just made me feel really proud of how the team came together, really.
And with the same way, we take ownership over our mistakes, we take ownership over our solutions, and with that we'll be the best team Carpet Paradise! Very good, all right, very good.
I think as long as you give your people like ability to show what they can do, they will.
We can basically go to one stone from our two if we use a full stone, and then we use two of these. You know what I mean?
Surrounded in a dust cloud.
I'm trying to film it for Jim.
Jim's gonna be like, dude, I saw you on the video. What were you doing? Idiot.
Every single week there was something new that we were learning. For me personally, it was something where I was just learning new things constantly.
Although just all about the getting it at the right stage of being dry. If you wait too long, it gets too hard. If you do it too soon, it just smudges everywhere and stains the stone. So just, you know, piping it in with the piping bags and then leaving it for the appropriate amount of time and then getting it all looking proper before it dries too much to be easily removed. Kind of doing things that I didn't expect to do, didn't know how to do, but when we were finished it, like taking a step back and looking at the final product, I was like, wow, I can't believe that that was me who did that. Really rewarding to jump over hurdles and learn how to do things every day, and also to just I guess another situation where you do something that's kind of hard and then you get through it and you look back and you're proud of getting through it.
So what's it like working in the rain? How do you have to make that work?
It's difficult. I mean, it only work. You can given the situation that we are in right now, we can only do certain walls because this is a finished house. We can't attach the tarp directly to the house. Oftentimes when you're building a residential house, you'd be able to just nail or attach the tarps directly to the fascia, which would mean that the water would just flow off the roof and directly down the tarps. The way we are right now, we kind of have to leave a gap between the wall and the tarp, so some heat escapes and some water can get in. So we can only really work on walls where the wall is protected from given the direction of the rainfall. And it also helps that we are right now underneath a lot of trees and with a lot of brush around us, so the rain isn't really getting in much at all. The other difficulty is that because we're working this late in the season, it gets too cold overnight, so we do have to tarp this in not only for the rain but also for keeping heat in overnight. We run a propane heater inside of the tarp to keep the inside here at above 4 degrees Celsius, which is the minimum that the mortar can properly set at. If we were to just leave it overnight with no heater on, the mortar would get brittle, it would crack, there would be issues with it properly setting. So just a couple of the difficulties with working in this season of the year. The rain days, cold, but with proper planning we can always work around it. It just takes more time, more care, and requires us to be more careful about making a mess and working around the water and cold.
Every team help each other and learn from each other like on daily basis. I started as a landscape, and right now it added on my skill. Like I know how to do like basic carpentry stuff, I know how to do the masonry stuff, now I know how to do the rebars and stuff. So adding these skills on everybody, so that's automatically growth for yourself as well.
What are you working on?
I'm making holes for the barbecue lines in order to have a perfect hole both sides.
So we have to measure it properly so that way we don't make too many holes. Because the bits that we are using, it doesn't go all the way through it. So you have to start from that side in case there's something like missing or a little bit up and down. So we don't have to like make mess on the bricks. If there's a little bit like up and down on this side, it will be already like, it wouldn't make that much difference for us because nobody will be seeing it. It will be cabin and everything, but we don't want like miss out on stuff on the brake sides. So let's hope it works out good. Looks like we are at the same spot.
Nice.
So it works pretty good actually.
Good job.
I don't see it as challenges. I just see it as just keep going. Whatever position or situation you see yourself, keep going. It's opportunities. That's what I'll say.
How have you been doing?
Good.
Job's going good?
Yeah. Doing the same all day. Right? You know, before the winter, I thought I wouldn't be able to cope up, right? Well, yeah, I am working. It doesn't get easy. You just have to get stronger.
I like that.
That's how you win.
Yeah.
I'm always learning, and here we have a lot of experienced guys like Jim Bradley, Mark Bradley, our office management team. So they always try to help us, and it's always something to learn.
A win for me is all my guys are starting to pick up, starting to lay a lot faster. They're understanding this whole process. So yeah, they're doing great.
For us in particular, working for a landscape company, it's like what we do on a daily basis isn't what people imagine. People who aren't in the industry would not really have a grasp of like what I would do on a daily basis, because it's not just one thing that's easily described. It's kind of just like a jack of all trades. We're not just doing one thing, we're doing like 50 different things.
Landscaping is definitely an art form. I think oftentimes people look at it as being construction, or they look at it as being maintenance in the case of grass cutting and pulling weeds. The truth is, it really is an art form, and you have to have a good eye and that artistic ability to make things really work in position, because we are dealing with natural materials.
Landscaping is an art. Landscaping, it's a form of art and a design process. It's a crafting beauty, and a lot of people doesn't know about it.
Sorry.
About this?
Yeah. People would think, oh, landscapers just do, plants and sod. But we really do it all. The pond, the deck, the outdoor kitchen, pulling all the plants together, moving trees that are, 15 to 20 feet tall, moving them in and just making an instant forest.
And they don't see what a landscape construction company can do with all the different trades you have working for you. Masons, carpenters, hardscapers, guys that have done horticulture, the planting, the designers, everything it takes to bring a project like this together.
We were thinking about the plants for this area. Obviously, you want to plant in layers, so along the border are lower plants, and then you do the medium size and then taller in the back. As far as the evergreens go, we wanted some height in that back corner, so even though you have the wall, you still want your eye to go up and above. Once we get that big waterfall going, it's really going to just create a good ambiance for the area. We still have some more evergreens to put in around the pond. We're just waiting for them to be delivered. But just thinking about the layering effect, different bloom times, and evergreens, winter interest, combining it all into one, really. the upper patio, originally we just decided to put 3 evergreens back there, but the pipes were still showing, and we ended up rearranging some of the rocks around the back, so we were able to put 2 more pines back there, and it actually gives a much deeper effect. So the further back, you know, you plant the trees, your eye goes further back, and it gives you more depth to the garden. We're extending the beds, actually. We're going to add more tall evergreens here to just create a more grand entrance. So less lawn and just big swooping bed lines. It just draws the eye, and it also, from above, it just really takes a nice look. So right now I've only planted those ones just because we still have to move office furniture in and a big shelf, and so we need that 11-foot door to get everything in there, so I didn't want everything to be trampled. There's a little bit of work that we still need to do around those stairs. We need to add a bit more rockery, and then again we're taking some trees around the property and we're putting them around the pool and pond and the deck area just to give it a more full effect.
The amount of effort that goes into work and how hard it really is and how much goes into it. There's a lot more past what the eye sees, like every little detail of going to do something.
I'd say what surprised me is just how quickly the team adjusted to doing different types of work. Most of the people that we hired hadn't worked for a company quite like Private Paradise before, but all of their skills came together perfectly. We were able to tackle some really large, really complex building projects, whether it was building buildings, pouring concrete, doing natural stone, swimming pools, steel fabrication, and just about everything in between. They really always came to work with a positive attitude, and despite the complexity and maybe the newness to them, I feel like they really applied all of their skills in a way where we were able to always succeed, ultimately delivering a product that we're proud of each day.
I'm really excited every morning that I'm getting up, getting ready, and I'm going toward the work, because this is the only place, it's my happy place, honestly.
It's always good to work with people who truly respect you, and you can feel it, and you can provide the same emotions for your team as well. We are working here, but I don't feel like we work here. You know what I mean?
Here's the whistle.
Change into the safety slides.
Just keep it on the side, maybe.
Made me feel really proud to see everyone's work come together, and just with everyone being a new team and only starting this year and everything coming together and having that much done in the amount of time we had, it just made me feel really proud of how the team came together, really.
We have a lot of projects lined up. I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to learn from this incredible team, and I'm gonna give my best because I love working here and I want to be here.
I really believe in vision in this company. Leading by example, leading by leaders of the industry, and I truly believe it's just the beginning of this company.
Personally, I'm really proud of coming to work every day and getting to spend my day with the people around me.
I'd say this company's not afraid to tackle any project. We're pretty confident in being able to basically turn your backyard into a paradise.
Private Paradise is being purpose-built to deliver world-class customer service and world-class quality while building a world-class team. And we're just as passionate about building people as we are at building landscapes. So I think if I was to sum it up, I would just say that we want to build a world-class landscape company, one that others can learn from and one that people can be a part of and really be proud of a career in the landscape industry.
I'm really happy to work with everyone. I'm super excited to see what comes next year, but definitely really happy with this year and how kind everyone is and just really how the team works together in general, and just really proud of the whole team together. Just really looking at every little detail and seeing it in its complete form after all our hard work this year.